For centuries, Venus has been hiding in plain sight, bright, beautiful, the third brightest object in Earth's sky after the sun and the moon. To ancient civilizations, Venus was a symbol of love, fertility, and divinity. But behind that brilliance lies a world so hostile, so extreme, that it challenges everything we think we know about planets and life itself. Yet today, scientists are asking a question that once seemed unthinkable. What if the surface of Venus is not the whole story? What if the most interesting part of Venus is not below our feet, but floating high above it? Because hidden within the clouds of Venus may be one of the greatest mysteries in planetary science, a mystery that refuses to disappear, a mystery that forces us to confront an uncomfortable idea that Venus may not be as dead as we once believed. And if that's true, it changes everything. Before we go further, let me ask you something. If the universe were hiding life right next door, on a planet we thought we understood, would we even recognize it? Stay with me until the end of this video, because the answer may be more unsettling than you expect. To understand why the clouds of Venus matter, we first need to talk about the world beneath them. Venus's surface is one of the most hostile environments in the entire solar system. Temperatures exceed 460 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. Atmospheric pressure is over 90 times greater than Earth's, equivalent to being nearly a kilometer underwater. The air is thick with carbon dioxide. The sky rains sulfuric acid. There is no liquid water, no breathable air, no mercy. Every spacecraft we have ever sent to Venus's surface has died within hours. Some lasted minutes. Venus is not just inhospitable, it is actively destructive. And for decades, this led scientists to make a simple assumption. Venus is dead, completely, permanently, irreversibly. But assumptions have a habit of breaking under closer inspection. High above Venus's surface, about 50 to 60 kilometers up, conditions change dramatically. Temperatures drop, pressures become surprisingly Earth-like. The environment, while still acidic, is no longer instantly lethal to all known chemistry. This region is known as the Venusian cloud layer, and it is here that things start to get strange. These clouds are not made of water vapor like Earth's. They are composed primarily of sulfuric acid droplets, suspended in thick yellowish haze.
The clouds completely obscure the surface, reflecting most sunlight back into space. For decades, scientists thought of these clouds as nothing more than a chemical shield, another reason Venus was hostile. But then came observations that didn't quite add up. Dark streaks, ultraviolet absorbers, chemical signatures that shouldn't persist as long as they do. Something in the clouds was absorbing ultraviolet light, but no one could explain exactly what. And that's when the idea emerged. What if something is living there? On Earth, life thrives in places once thought impossible: deep-sea hydrothermal vents, acidic hot springs, frozen Antarctic ice, radioactive waste sites, even inside nuclear reactors. These organisms, called extremophiles, have completely redefined our understanding of habitability. Life does not require comfort. It requires opportunity, energy, chemistry, stability. So when scientists noticed that the Venusian cloud layer has relatively stable temperatures, access to sunlight, and complex chemistry, a radical thought began to take hold. If life ever existed on Venus, the clouds may be its last refuge. But speculation alone isn't enough. Science demands evidence. And in 2020, something extraordinary happened. In September 2020, astronomers announced the detection of a gas in Venus's atmosphere that sent shockwaves through the scientific community: phosphine. On Earth, phosphine is strongly associated with biological activity. It is produced by microbes in oxygen-free environments, swamps, animal guts, decaying organic matter, and crucially, phosphine is difficult to produce through known non-biological processes under Earth-like conditions. When researchers reported finding phosphine in the clouds of Venus, the reaction was immediate and explosive. Headlines declared possible signs of life. Skeptics pushed back. Scientists rushed to verify, refute, or reinterpret the data. Was it life or something else entirely? The phosphine discovery did not prove life existed on Venus, and scientists were very clear about that. Instead, it revealed something equally important. We do not fully understand Venus's atmospheric chemistry. Multiple teams reanalyzed the data. Some questioned the signal. Others suggested alternative explanations: unknown chemical pathways, volcanic activity, or instrumental artifacts. The debate was fierce. But here's the key point most headlines missed.
Even if phosphine is not biological, its presence, or even the illusion of its presence, means Venus is doing something unexpected, something unexplained. And in science, unexplained phenomena are not dismissed. They are investigated. Long before phosphine entered the conversation, Venus's clouds are already raising eyebrows. When observed in ultraviolet light, Venus shows dark patches that shift and change over time. These regions absorb UV radiation, but no known atmospheric compound fully explains their behavior. Various hypotheses have been proposed: sulfur compounds, iron chloride, unknown aerosols, and yes, biological pigments. On Earth, many microorganisms produce pigments to protect themselves from radiation. The similarity is unsettling, because whatever is causing these UV patterns on Venus appears to be dynamic, responsive, and persistent, not random, not passive. Venus was not always a hellscape. Evidence suggests that billions of years ago, Venus may have had liquid water oceans, a milder climate, and conditions not unlike early Earth. If life emerged on Earth during that time, it is not unreasonable to consider that life may have emerged on Venus as well. But something went wrong: a runaway greenhouse effect, volcanic resurfacing, atmospheric collapse. As the surface became uninhabitable, any surviving life would have faced a choice: adapt or disappear. The clouds may have been the only place left to go. Sulfuric acid clouds sound like a death sentence, but on Earth, life has surprised us before. Certain microbes can survive and even thrive in highly acidic environments. Some can remain dormant for long periods. Others form protective shells. Some live suspended in the atmosphere itself. Life does not need oceans. It needs chemistry. And Venus's clouds are chemically rich, still hostile, but not impossible. This mystery isn't just about one planet. Venus-like worlds appear to be extremely common in our galaxy. In fact, based on current data, planets that resemble Venus may be more common than Earth-like worlds. If Venus's clouds can support, or once supported, life, then the universe may be filled with hidden biospheres floating high above alien surfaces. Life that doesn't live on the ground, life we've never thought to look for. For decades, Mars stole the spotlight, but now Venus is calling us back. Multiple missions are planned to study Venus's atmosphere in unprecedented detail.
Not to look for little green organisms, but to understand the chemistry, physics, and history of a planet that went terribly wrong, and possibly what survived. Because whether or not life exists in Venus's clouds, the mystery itself is telling us something profound: that planets can surprise us, that habitability is fragile, and that life, if it exists, may not follow our rules. Venus does not scream its secrets, it whispers them, through strange gases, through shifting clouds, through unanswered questions that refuse to go away. The clouds of Venus may be lifeless, or they may be the last refuge of a world that once looked very much like our own. And until we look closer, the truth remains suspended, somewhere above the surface, hidden in the haze. If you found this exploration intriguing, consider subscribing for more deep dives into cosmic mysteries. Leave a comment below. Do you think Venus's clouds hide life, or just chemistry we don't yet understand? And if you want to support this channel, hit the like button and share this video with someone who loves space as much as you do. Because the universe has more secrets than we imagine, and sometimes the most dangerous worlds are the ones hiding the most fascinating questions.